Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Skull and Bones 2 and 2 here, and in today's Gears of War lore video, we are going to be covering Rise of RAAM issue 2. So let's get into it. The comic first begins with the corpse that attacked RAAM in the south deep ends of the Hollow, and we all thought that it was sent by Uzil Shrock. Now, it wasn't. What happened was it was fitted with some new technology and armor, and it started reacting to it, and it didn't feel comfortable in that armor, I guess, and it just went haywire and started killing things. It started killing Locust, so it encountered RAAM's squadron, and RAAM dealt with it. What he did was he took explosives and boomers and basically blew up the legs of the corpser, because you all know how it shields itself. So he blew it up, and then when it was exposed, that's when he personally walked up to the corpser when it was bleeding out and just shot its face off. No mercy. And it's funny because in that panel, Scourge gets pissed off at the boomers for literally yelling boom, because that's what they do. They yell boom to let you know as the player that they're gonna blow you up. And Scourge was like, "Can you stop fucking yelling out your attacks?" And he says it in the panel, and I was just laughing. I just really thought that was funny. And then we move on to a inner hollow scene, the royal palace, where all three hierarchs are discussing what to do with Vold Rom. They don't know what to do. They're just discussing it. And Uzil Shrock is talking about, let's get rid of him. He's a traitor, all this stuff. At first, I thought I could speak to him nicely, and RAAM isn't listening to me now. And now I have to take action and take things into my own hands. Queen, I will deal with him personally by my own hand. She's like, no, he is respected by many other of our Locust people and brethren. And if you see something and they see that you deal with him in such a fashion, they can go on his side and something bad can happen. And they're thinking a civil war might break out within the Locust party itself, and they don't want that to happen. So basically, Uzil Shrock then turns his anger onto the person who basically deals with all the machines. He tinkers, makes machines for the Locust, their armor and whatnot, and chokes him. And he says, let the direct breeds of the sires handle the war, and let the Cantus do whatever else that they're good with, because they're not the direct bloodline of the sires. Let us handle it. And he's just choking him, and then he like throws him back, and he's just pissed at this guy. And the guy just is like, okay, fine, whatever. And that has me thinking, is it true that the sires are directly related to drones and grenadiers more than they're related to and drones, grenadiers, and Therons more than they're related to Cantuses? Or Cantus is some kind of other Locust? I don't know. Maybe we'll find that out later on. But the cutscene now cuts to General Karn, who, yes, is finally in the comic. We finally get to learn about General Karn. General Karn is now leading his front against Lambent forces, and General RAAM gets the time to talk to him to unfold his plan. He speaks to General Karn and is saying, all right, Karn, listen, we're going to go do this. I need you on my side. We're going to attack the surface world. Will you help me do it? Now, at first, Karn is like, thinking about it, because it doesn't seem really good. It doesn't seem like the right option to do right now. Then, for RAAM to show him that he's not, fucking around, one of his drones is doing something. I forgot what he was. He's like fucking around, and he disobeys an order when he really doesn't. He just tries to get Karn's attention. He takes his knife and literally cuts the head of the drone in half, and then just leaves him there for everybody to see. And he's like, you all take orders from me now. We're doing what I say, and you're gonna do it now. And Karn reluctantly agrees. Then he sends Scourge to do his own little job. He's going to go to the Cantuses, and he's going to try and persuade them to come and join RAAM's side to go attack the surface world, because one of the Cantus elders, who is very close to Scourge, if he can get him on their side, at least one can persuade the entire trinity of the hierarchy to go and help. Now, this is the thing. Scourge was an outcast to the Cantuses because he has the ability to see into the future, and that greatly parted into Scourge's upbringing and him being hated by the Cantuses. Now, this hierarchy, this elder Cantus, he didn't hate him. He never really hated him. He just saw so much potential in him, and he didn't want to see it go to waste. And he had so much respect for Scourge. He never hated him. But because it was all of the Cantuses, decision to outcast him because of these false, prophecies and all this stuff, and him seeing the future, he just went ahead with it. And now that Scourge is coming back to him, speaking to him, he's telling him he feels sorry and all this stuff. And Scourge is now telling him a lie, prophecy that RAAM told him to tell. And this is all falling into a big plan it's going to unfold. This lie is that he's going to say, I see in the future that the Lambent are coming to attack all of the Hollow. Even the Kansas branch is going to fall. We're all going to fall if we don't attack the surface. And the Elder Kansas is like, you know, we're not left behind. We are protected still. We are all one. We are not going to fall. Get out of my... Get out. Get out, Scourge. You were brought into the Holy Temple, which he was for the first time. And now he's basically getting kicked out because he's telling false lies. And they don't want to hear false lies. They don't want to hear the truth. And Scourge has got to find some way to make him comply. And it's really not going his way. Now, this is something hard for Scourge to do because he has never been in the temple before. He's never actually made it this far. And right now, he's speaking to the Elder in the Holy Trinity of Worms Sanctuary, where you're able to see two worms we've never actually had insight into. And the middle worm on the wall being the Rift Worm. Now, Control, I hope I'm saying it right. Control Vral. This guy, Kator Vral, is the Elder Kantis, and he's been around for such a long time, and he's trying to give an understanding of what's going on for Scourge to come to him in a time like this. And he wants to believe Scourge so hard. Something is saying that he wants to believe Scourge so hard, but he just can't. He just can't because it just doesn't make sense. They're having this much success against the Lambent, and for Scourge to come and tell him something like this is making him feel negative. So basically, guys, after they're done with their confrontation, after Scourge is basically shunned out of the temple, we're now able to see RAAM's fully planned attack go into action. And now, what he told Karn to do was let the Lambent through the post. Once the Lambent run past Karn's post, they are now all running into the Kansas Sanctuary. When that sanctuary falls, the next place that's going to get hit will probably be Nexus, the main city. And that's what RAAM wants to happen, because once that happens, this is when E-Day will happen. This is when they're going to have to go attack the surface world. So RAAM is crazy in the sense. He's a psychopath. To get what he wants to get, he will do what has to get done. I never thought he would go this far, but this is just insane. So guys, this is basically issue 2. And some questions of mine got answered because there was a lot of insight into the personal beliefs and the religion of the Locust in this issue, mainly focusing around Scourge's past and all that stuff, and the sires were brought up. It makes you think, because my theory a while ago was the sires, which were made by Niall Sampson in the New Hope Reach facility, were brought to Mount Kadar and were exposed to emulsion for such a long amount of time. The three Trinity of Worms did something. The gods of the Locust did something to make them evolve into the humanoid forms of the Drone and Kantis and split them apart and made them what they are, what we know them as. And that proves my point and my theory, which is insane. I would have never thought they would have put that in the comic. This is a theory that I put out a while ago. You guys can see it, and a lot of people thought I was crazy and wrong and all this shit. But this is your boy Skull and Bones, so don't forget to leave a like, comment, share the video. Peace.